Hello, day 21. Hi, Milu. Milu wants to tap too. Day 21 of our 30-day tapping challenge. We're moving right along. And today we're going to tap on the actual trauma of the diagnosis. When you think back of the initial diagnosis, the day that you were in the doctor's office, the day that you received that diagnosis, you now have breast cancer and it was official. What did that do to your body? How did you feel? Did you just go into immediate stress mode? Were you numb? What were those feelings that you went through? And unless you process those feelings and actually release them, I find that a lot of, hi Dina from London, nice to see you. I find that a lot of women actually suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome because it's such a trauma and it's such a shock to them that they carry that trauma with them. So it's such an important aspect of healing to be able to deal with that initial trauma of the diagnosis. So I want you to go back to that day, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being yes, it still really bothers me, it's quite a shock, or I was really shocked back then, it really traumatized me, give that a number. And if you're anything above 4, then this is something you really need to address because that trauma needs to be released. Otherwise, it's staying stuck in your body. So take a deep breath and kind of think about where you are on that scale. And if you feel it anywhere in your body, do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your neck, in your lower back? Where are you holding that trauma and that stress? And we're gonna tap to release some of that trauma and that stress. So just follow along with me. Remember that tapping is like acupuncture or acupressure for the emotions. It helps to give those negative emotions a voice. It helps to calm down that stress response, and it helps to implant some positive messaging into that subconscious mind. Remember that your body cannot heal if it feels like it's being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, right? We have to move forward. So Dina, that's a 7, okay, but still we want to bring that down to about a 2 or 3. So you got a little bit of work to do. So tap along and see if you can get that to shift. All right, so follow along with me. Let me take my ring off here. All right, so on the side of the hand, and if you've never done this, it's okay if it looks silly, do it anyway and feel the shift. Hey Randy, good to see you. Hey Jerry Bailey, beautiful, nice to see you too. Release that trauma and let it go, that's right. All right, even though I have this breast cancer diagnosis and it was very traumatic for me to receive that news, I accept my emotions and I choose to give them a voice. Even though I was traumatized by that breast cancer diagnosis and it really affected me deeply, I'm open to releasing and healing that trauma. Even though I was very traumatized by that initial breast cancer diagnosis, and it was very difficult to hear those words, and it was almost put me into shock, I'm open to releasing those feelings and to healing them and moving past that. All right, 1 hand or 2 hands inside the eye. This trauma, side of the eye, this cancer diagnosis, under the eye. It was life-shattering. Under the nose. It totally changed my life forever. On the chin. I was so shocked. And I was so scared initially. Under the arm. Because what's the first thing that I thought of? Top of the head. It brought up fear of death and sickness. Inside the eye. This trauma side of the eye. This breast cancer diagnosis, it totally rocked my world. Under the eye. How could that happen to me? On the chin. This diagnosis, collarbone. I never thought it would happen to me. Under the arm. Yet here I was with that breast cancer diagnosis. Top of the head. There was fear inside the eye. There were so many thoughts running through my mind. Side of the eye. It almost put me in a panic. I didn't know what to do initially. Under the nose. There were so many things to think about. On the chin. It totally changed my life. Collarbone. What would I do with this breast cancer diagnosis? Under the arm. How could my body fail me? Top of the head. This breast cancer diagnosis. Inside the eye. I don't have time for this. Side of the eye. What is my family going to think? How will they react? What if everybody freaked out when I told them? Under the nose. So I had to deal with their emotions as well, not just mine. On the chin. This breast cancer diagnosis. Collarbone. It was such a shock. Under the arm. I couldn't believe that it was happening to me. Top of the head. This feeling that I have with the breast cancer diagnosis. It certainly gave my body a jolt. Side of the eye. But now that I've had time to think about it, under the eye, and now that I've had time to act on it, under the nose, and now that I've been able to do my research on the chin and understand what cancer is, collarbone, and what cancer is not, under the arm, then I don't need to fear it like I once did. Top of the head. That initial diagnosis inside the eye and the way the doctors and nurses reacted. Side of the eye. They made it feel like I might be dying tomorrow. Under the eye. But now that I've had time to think about it and meditate on it and take action on it, under the nose, then I know that I have so much control over my body and my healing. On the chin. There's so many positive things that I can learn from this diagnosis. Collarbone. Maybe this diagnosis is a way, under the arm, that my body is getting my attention. Top of the head. My body is whispering to me inside the eye and reminding me that I need to take better care of myself. Side of the eye. That the cancer is just a symptom. Under the arm. Under the eye, sorry. That it's a symptom of my body being out of balance. Under the nose. It's a sign that I need or I choose to nurture myself. on the chin. It's a sign that I choose to take more time for myself. Collarbone. And when I apply each of the 7 essentials under the arm, I know that my body has tremendous power to heal. Top of the head. I know that my body can reverse this cancer diagnosis. Inside the eye. There is so much proof about natural medicine side of the eye. And so many women have gone before me and healed their bodies under the eye. This diagnosis. Now I can take better care of myself. Essential number 1, I can choose better food. Hi, Lynn. I can choose to follow essential number 2 and to detox my body on a regular basis and to take the time to reduce my toxic exposure inside the eye. And I can take the time for myself, side of the eye, to practice number 3, essential number 3, and balance my hormones, balance my energy, balance my sleep, take time to move my body. And essential number 4, I can take time to heal those emotional wounds that have brought me to this cancer diagnosis under the arm. This cancer diagnosis is telling me something. Top of the head. And I choose to nurture that little girl inside of me. Inside the eye, and remind her that she is safe. Side of the eye. And I take time to visualize my body healing. And I take time to visualize what it feels like to have vibrant health. Essential number 5, I take the time to make sure that my dental and oral health is contributing to healing my body. Essential number 6, I inform myself and make educated decisions about specific supplements and nutrients under the arm that will boost my immune system and kill off those unhealthy cells. Hey, Julie. Top of the head. There is so much proof inside the eye, so I can have confidence, side of the eye, in my protocols under the eye, and all the wonderful things that I'm doing for myself under the nose. And number 7, I embrace and stay on top of my health by practicing very early detection. Collarbone. I take responsibility for my health under the arm. And I monitor my health. I do the necessary blood work and the scans, many of which can be outside of traditional medicine. So I can really keep a pulse on my health. And I can measure the progress, because what gets measured improves. on the chin. So all these things, all these activities, collarbone, that I'm being so proactive about under the arm, are helping me to release that trauma from that initial cancer diagnosis. I can feel confident inside the eye and empowered. And I choose to never fear breast cancer again under the eye, because the cancer diagnosis under the nose was simply a message of love. Collarbone. And I choose to find what the gift is. Collarbone. What the blessing is behind this diagnosis. Under the arm. Because if I'm committed to my healing journey, top of the head, I know that I can come out on the other side a happier and healthier and more vibrant me. Take a few deep breaths and see where you are on the scale of 1 to 10. So Dina was 7. Hopefully your number came down. Julie, I'm healing. My immune system is working in perfect order as it was designed. Yes, I love that. So no need to fear breast cancer. Release that initial trauma of the diagnosis, and it will help to calm down that inner conflict, because inner conflict is not conducive to healing. We want coherence. We want natural energy. We want balance in our body. We don't want that inner conflict and struggle. So if there's anything that you'd like for us to tap on, we're going to be on day 22. I can't believe it. We only have like 8 days left. This has been amazing. It's been wonderful to connect with all of you. Remember, if you haven't read my book yet, Heal Breast Cancer Naturally, make sure that you order it on Amazon. If you need some help, you need some direction with coaching, we've got coaches standing by. Just email us at support@breastcancerconquer.com. And please let us know how we can best support you. This is Dr. V sending you a big healing heart hug. Bye for now.